that monumental win.
Thank you very much. Monumental indeed, possibly the biggest upset in Worlds history, Revolta, and you guys did it. What is your first reaction?
So we came into this game thinking like everybody thought that we would be the team that would go like 0-6 in this tournament. So we came with no pressure, and we knew that they didn't have. If they didn't look to CBLOL matches, they didn't see the real iNTZ, because in the WCQ we played like really badly. So
On purpose, sandbagging to.
yeah, so I feel like really great.
Obviously very great. You were talking so much about the team you look up to in EDG and the player you look up to in Clearlove. So what made you be able to maybe out-jungle him here and your entire team take this game home?
Well, I think EDG is one of the teams that we look at the most. We love China as a region, so we look it up at EDG and we kind of fit their style, I guess, and we just play like them, I don't know. So playing against them is like an honor, and we felt that we could do it.
You guys absolutely did it. We talked about it a lot before. You guys here love you. The history of the CBLOL teams at Worlds, obviously that one win from Kaboom, then the 2 wins from Pain Gaming. But I feel like this could be the start of something a lot bigger. You took down the #1 seed from EDG. You have something to prove. How far can iNTZ go at Worlds here?
Well, hopefully, our goal coming into this tournament is to get out of groups. This is something that nobody did yet, so that's what we want. I think winning the tournament is something like super big, and I think we cannot achieve yet. But just coming into the tournament and getting experience just makes Brazil better as a region and make them proud.
It definitely does. I know that it must mean so much for the Brazilian fans watching right here and at home. Is there anything you want to say to them?
I just want to say thanks, everybody, even who is not Brazilian. Like, having you cheering for us is great, so thank you very much.
Do you want to say something in Portuguese as well?
Eu queria agradecer a todos os fãs do Brasil. Muito obrigado por todo o apoio que vocês deram pra gente. Espero que a gente faça um torneio muito bom para agradar vocês.
Well, Revolta, for me as well, obrigado, and congratulations. Fantastic stuff, Revolta and iNTZ taking down EDG. Analyst Desk, take it away.
Thank you very much, Shocks. Brazilian fans across the world will be very proud to say that their team on day 1 of the tournament took down the #1 seed from the LPL, but also the favorites to get out of their group easily. That's what people are coming in and saying, and that is now no longer the case.
And regardless of what happened in the game, just what this must mean for them. They're like 5 Brazilians, you know, Brazil as a region has a history of just importing a lot of players, trying, you know, to get those imports to work, but no, they have like regional pride. They play with 5 Brazilians in their roster. They tried every single time to get through that wildcard tournament. Every single time they failed for different reasons, but now they made it in, and in their first game, they smash EDG. This is just fantastic.
And let's make no bones about it. There's been some upsets on the world stage. You think back to Katowice last year and the GE Tigers losing to the 11th ranked LPL team. This is the top ranked LPL team losing a series. Okay, a best of 1, but a series against this team right here.
All right, against iNTZ. Yeah, well, let's dive into then how this happened. And Crumbs, we're going to start in Champions Select. I know you have some thoughts on EDG's pick ban phase.
Well, right from the start, at least for iNTZ, they went with the Syndra first pick, which when you combine Syndra with Lee Sin, it's such a powerful combination. Automatically, you have pressure mid lane. Any single roam that you move around, you have priority, you have pressure, you have kill opportunities everywhere, and it's very difficult for EDG to do anything about it. But they go with the weirdest things that okay, I have no idea why they do this. Why would you rely on your bot lane to carry the entirety of your split, and then you decide, let's put our weakest member into a carry position and give him the worst jungler to help him out into Graves? Graves, Irelia, I'm baffled.
All right, well then when you just talked about it, you hit the matchup that I want to take a look at and put a spotlight on that top lane. Mouse on the Irelia, dying 4 times very early on into the game, having no handle on this lane, and Yang really just putting on a clinic.
Yeah, and as we see the montage right here, some of the kills that happen, we need to put this into context for fans that may not be familiar with EDG. They as a team path heavily around bot lane with Clearlove. He will start topside path, bot side, just as he did this game, but he left his top laner exposed. And Yang and Revolta did such a great job like targeting that weakness, because if you look at draft 2, with an early game jungler like Lee Sin, the Gnar Irelia matchup being inherently very swingy, the attention early top snowballed. Props to their bot lane from iNTZ. To play 2v2 with no jungle influence versus Ezreal plus Nami and survive.
And dying, and then still winning that lane after that huge wave
Against
crash.
Deft and Mako, that is like honestly impressive, because as much as we saw kills in the top sides, the lack of kills in the bot side is something that we should praise as well. iNTZ here performed as a team, and it definitely showed in their macro game too. Very stellar, very unexpected in my opinion.
And Papa Smithy, let's now take a moment to contrast this game with the earlier game between Rox Tigers and Albus Nox Luna. At 15 minutes in that game, Rox Tigers led by 2.8k gold. In this game, iNTZ up 3.5k against EDG. That's our 2 tournament favorites there against wildcard teams, and iNTZ is showing up big today.
And that game was all about Rox being just over-aggressive, right? They made these huge moves they didn't necessarily need to. They didn't, dot their I's and cross the T's. This was just an outplay by iNTZ. They played methodically, they played their style. They're known as the macro team, but the macro team versus the top seed from the LPL, you think, well, does it really matter, right? But they showed that it did, and Yang up top especially. It was a mismatch, and Mouse, he's middle of the road in the LPL, but LPL isn't known for good top laners. Looper is probably pretty peerless right at the top of that list, and Yang just kind of put him in the dumpster.
All right, well, this is going to take us to our final replay here. 34 minutes into the game, 3-0 for iNTZ, plus a Baron, putting the nail in the coffin.
Just flash the arrow. Really good block here. The Braum shield negating Nami ulti. That buys enough space and time for the Lee Sin, and another beautiful kick flash there.
It's a nice little double kick, and I love this flash over the wall right here. That's going to allow Ashe to deal so much more damage than she normally would have, and I think that was really the highlight for that fight for me, being able to put yourself in a position that is still dealing damage and that your team is nearby, so that if you get killed, you can still contribute to the fight.
All right, but let's take a look at those damage graphs there and see that Gnar Yang just being an absolute monster. Goes with that double offensive item with the Frozen Mallet and the Black Cleaver, and just being a split push presence throughout the game.
It was the item timings as well. He had a Black Cleaver against, I believe, a Stinger and
Yes.
part of the rest of Trinity Force. It was 20 minutes before that Trinity Force was completed. There's no way back in for Mousen, no way back in for EDG.
So no surprise then that Yang picks up player of the game here, although we do have to give a nod to Revolta for his play. We saw the Lee Sin mechanics coming out time and time again, but Yang there against Mouse, it was the proper choice, putting one of your strongest players against one of EDG's weakest player and exploiting that difference.
Yeah, we're already discovering in this tournament how important like top jungle synergy can be, because it can break open matchups. Like these bot lanes are getting better at losing gracefully, but top lane 2v1, like the best players in the world can get killed 2v1, and the not so best players in the world will get killed 4 or 5 times in a row.
All right, so now let's take a deep breath, because EDG lost game 1, but there's still 5 more games in the group stages. So I would now turn to you guys and say, do we still have faith that this EDG team can turn things around in the group stage and strike back later on down the road?
I think faith is a dangerous word. Confidence, perhaps? Maybe. They definitely have the track record. Remember, they came in after an undefeated season. Best of 1, it's a very different thing, but the jungle pull, I think, was the big story there. The Graves just meant that Clearleft couldn't make the plays, but his top laner was too far behind. Vladimir's not great to gank for, and Clearleft was a non-factor this game.
I just like how it changes the story of the group, where we used to have EDG clear favorite, iNTZ going for scraps here at the bottom. No. After seeing H2K versus AHQ, anything is possible.
Flipped on its head now.
Especially with Yang and Revolta.
All right, well, there's more League of Legends left to play today, and so stick around, because when we return, Samsung Galaxy faces off against Splice. See you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in Game 4 of the 2016 World Championship. Down to 50, summon a heal, flash your way, exhaust, under the tower, first blood to death. He gets out of tower range and Jockster flashes from tower, eat the chair.
Tô batendo na Nami.
Boa. Ele quer descer o slide. Boa.
Leva a torre.
Oh, he gotta find him. The stun, the wall, the pin. Mouse gets knocked backwards. Revolta plays pinball. Maiko looks for Deft, kicks Deft backwards, and Yang gets the red buff. Turns his attention to Maiko. Maiko's on 200 HP. Rollin. No!
Grave sem fazer.
Nice. Estamos levaram?
Irelia. Cadê o Vlad? Eu tenho a Valcha nesse Vlad.
Vai, Irelia.
Vlad.
Oh, Ash Arrow finds him! Deft is down! Revolta's looking for more! Doesn't use the Dragon Blade! Does this time round! Deft gets caught! Brazil scored the biggest goal of the tournament so far. They're taking down the LPL, and Brazil